Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Janice and I'm a Thermomix consultant. Today we're doing a little bit of recipe testing. Hopefully I've been having a little bit of trouble with my videos. They've been a bit staticky, but we'll see how we go today. I found a recipe that I've been wanting to try and it's called a spicy tomato relish. Now I make a tomato relish which is absolutely delicious. This one's a little bit different, but it's not a Thermomix recipe, so I'd like to see if I can get a go-to tomato relish recipe that I can make in the Thermomix, because if I'm making it in the Thermomix, I'm not stirring it, I'm not fussing with it. Hopefully I can just walk away. So, to start off with, it says to use 250 grams of ripe peeled tomatoes. So I'm going to weigh everything using my scales into this bowl, and then we'll worry about peeling them after. So it says 250 grams of tomatoes. Spot on. Okay, 250 grams of apples. That'll be a bit over. That's okay, we can eat a bit of apple. I think it's 250 grams of onions. Oops, and let's back up. $238. Maybe we'll swap the little one for a big one. 300. By the time we peel that, it'll be weighing less. Rightio. Onions, apple, or a capsicum. It says red or green. I've got just a red capsicum and a clove of garlic. So I'm going to prep all them. I have to peel the tomatoes, so I'll boil a pot of water and do it on the stove, and I've also got to make some brown sugar. So I might do that first. I might make the brown sugar first. I've got a mess here. Okay. Let's take that off there. Now the recipe says 200 grams of brown sugar, and I've read all the comments down below, and a lot of them says it's too much sugar and they've only used 150 grams. Now this can affect how well it keeps if you change the quantities of vinegar or sugar, because they're your preservatives. It makes a kilo, this recipe, so a kilo of relish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, if I go into my recipes, created collections, I think I've got a basics one. There, the basics, which is the brown sugar is in there. So we'll make the brown sugar first. Maybe it's in here, maybe it's not. It is like, okay. Let's go back here. And let's search brown sugar. Oops, can't spell. Brown sugar. Search. So it can show you everything that, I've got to get the molasses. It will show you everything with that included as an ingredient. I'm going to grab my molasses. Okay, so you could either use white sugar or raw sugar. I'm going to use white sugar because that's the first thing I put my hand on. And you want 8 ounces. And 1 ounce of molasses. Now we're not going to put a full ounce in because I find that that is too dark, and because it is dark brown sugar, and I want just a light brown sugar. Now the sugar's all piled up here, so I'm going to try and put the molasses on top of there so it doesn't sit on top of the blade. So that's 0.6 of an ounce. Okay, 20 seconds speed forward. I've got a video on YouTube, and it is when I made brown sugar and golden syrup. I'm starting to make a few playlists on my YouTube, and the first one I've done is called The Basics, and I'm pretty sure that I have put that recipe in there. And that is our brown sugar. I think you're supposed to do that again. I am. That's okay, we'll put the other stuff in and mix it in as well. I do usually mix any leftover in and then wash out the canister. And do it again. I usually don't make mistakes in the recipes when I make them the first few times. It's once I've made them a few times that I make recipes because I get a bit too complacent. Okay. So now we're going to put it in a container and use as needed. There. Righto, so I had people pop over, so while they were here, I just kept going and finished off the vegetables. I don't know where I put my knife. Here we go. And we shall go on. So it says to place onions. So it was 250 grams of onions, which I've peeled and halved. Now, I haven't washed the bowl. It's still got the leftovers of that brown sugar in it. Because why not? 250 grams of green apple, peeled and de-seeded. So what was that? That was 250, and now that's 536 because I forgot to tear it. Garlic, capsicum, and tomatoes. So it was 250 grams of tomatoes. So I don't know if I need to cut another one. or peel another one. 225, that's okay. Okay. So we're going to do 4 seconds, speed 5. So we'll have a look at that, and then we're going to add half the vinegar. So it hasn't chopped real well, has it? That's okay. Let's just follow the recipe. Half the vinegar. So it needs white wine vinegar, 120 grams, so we're going to need 60 grams. Back to the scales. Okay. And the salt, which is 2 level teaspoons of salt. Okay, and now we're going to put the lid on. And we're going to cook it. I'll put the simmering basket on top, 10 minutes at 100 degrees. Reverse speed 2. Rightio? So that is quite chunky, but anyway, we can give it another chop later on if we need to. I'll be back when this is finished cooking. Rightio, so we'll have a look to see what that looks like. Trouble is I've never made this before, so I don't know what it's supposed to look like. So I probably should have chopped that capsicum smaller, but we shall fix that. Now we're going to add all the rest of the ingredients, which is scales, another 60 grams of white vinegar, sorry, it's white wine vinegar. 2 level teaspoons of paprika, it says a level teaspoon of prepared mustard. I usually put dry mustard powder in my relishes, but I'm going to put in some Dijon mustard because I don't actually know what prepared mustard is, but I have a feeling it would be like a wet mustard. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. Now it says to don't go messing in the notes. It says don't go messing around with the chili powder with the strength or the amount, because if you put too much in, the heat will ruin the flavour of the relish. So even though this is a spicy one, they said don't mess around too much with the heat. half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, I reckon that's half a teaspoon, 100 grams of tomato paste, right, and 2 level teaspoons of curry powder. Now I think that's, let's read the ingredients. We've done tomatoes, green cooking apples, onions, garlic, white wine vinegar, brown sugar. Oh, we haven't put the brown sugar in. So it says 200, but all the notes said to put, someone put 150, someone put 120. Or should I just put it all in because that's what the recipe says? Let's follow the recipe. And let's not be influenced by what other people tell us. Okay, sugar, brown sugar, salt, paprika, mustard, chili powder, Worcestershire sauce, tomato paste, curry powder and capsicum. So that's all in. 30 minutes, 100 degrees, reverse, speed 2. What's it on? Okay. So what is it? 30 minutes, 100 degrees, reverse, on speed 2. Rightio, I'll be back. Rightio, so that's the 30 minutes. If I just tap on that, it should stop beeping. And it says, check the consistency, it should be jam-like. If not, cook it for another 10 minutes. I reckon we're going to give that another 10 minutes. Because that's still quite watery. Alright, we'll give that another 10. Let's whip that all over the floor. Okay. Oh, it smells good anyway. Give it another 10 minutes. It was 100 degrees, blade in reverse, speed 2. Rightio, I'll be back and we'll have another look at that in 10 minutes. Okay, that's another 10 minutes. Now it will thicken a bit on standing. As it cools. Okay. So that's perfect. It says, if you desire a chunky relish, pour immediately into jars, rest lid on for 1 minute and seal. Or if you want smooth, blend for 10 seconds, speed 8 to 9 and pour immediately into jars, rest lid on for 1 minute, then seal. I make this and place in the fridge and inhale it. Oh, so they obviously eat it fast. So it doesn't need preservatives. If you intend to keep it in jars for a long time, substitute half the vinegar with easy sauce from Coles. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let this rest for 10 minutes before I pour it into the jars. I'm going to see how much it makes. I am going to give a few jars away because, as I said, I don't know how long this keeps. I'd have to look more into the vinegar sugar percentages. I'll be back in 10 minutes and we'll give it a taste. I'm going to set the timer on my Thermomix. And I'll be back, we'll have a taste. So I just set the timer for 10 minutes on the Thermomix. And you can see that that's, well, you probably can't. You can see that that's thickening up already. It's not quite so watery. Now it says it makes a litre, and it is up to, the 1 litre mark on the inside of the jug. So I've put that in there, and there's a bit left, so I'll have to get another container. But I also want to give this a taste. So it says to just leave it for a minute before you put the lid on. So that's a bit over full, that one. Oops. Let's move that out of the way. Rightio. I'll give it a little taste. I probably want to taste it on something, but let's just taste it like this. Now this recipe had something like 42 vote things on the recipe community. It was one of the highest rating tomato relish recipes on the Thermomix recipe community, which is why I decided to try this one. And it's a spicy one, so I do like a little bit of heat, so I'm going to give it a taste. That has got a lot of zing. It is a little bit sweet, but I don't know that it's overly sweet. It is sweet, but it's still very savoury. I mean, you can, the paprika and all that in the background. You've got the, that little range of flavours that come with the curry powder. Just in the background. If anything, I might put a little bit more curry powder in it. But that is really nice, and I can understand why it has got such a high rating on the recipe community. So what I will do is I will, I don't know, what do? You save it across. I'm just got no words at the moment. You can move it across into your created recipes on your Cookie Do account from the recipe community. And I will do that, and then I can tweak it how I want it. So I think I would probably put a tiny bit more curry powder in it, not very much. And I don't think I'd touch the sugar. That is delicious. Rightio. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please give it a thumbs up, pop over to my channel and subscribe. And I really hope I'll see you next time. I reckon that'll go really well with a nice sharp cheddar. Rightio. Thanks very much.